What's up, guys? Time for another beer review. This time I'm reviewing Session Black. Comes in a stubby bottle. It looks like Manic from that cartoon Oblongs. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just look it up on YouTube or Netflix probably. I don't know if it's on Netflix. Maybe it's not. Yeah, I'm one of the people that don't have Netflix online. We have Netflix CD, in the mail, but not. We don't have good enough internet, so what's it matter? Especially after they split it up to different, bills, and it's like, why pay for something when you don't even have good enough internet to do it anyways? We barely can watch YouTube videos. Well, not barely. Most of the time it works. Sometimes it doesn't. Anyways, back to the beer. It's only 11 ounces, so they kind of, rip you off an ounce, but oh well. Says tools required, so you don't rip your hand off trying to pry it off. I was thinking if I could use see if I can get a Bic to work.
I'm so embarrassed. The fathers to the movies all over town.
Come on, Lori. It's not that bad. I expected it.
You did?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's easy. Sometimes, a lot of times it's hard. Some people can just do it, and it's just second nature. I want to be able to use a Bic, but this one's kind of hard to use, to do.
Are you cold?
Yeah, a little.
I'll put up the top.
No, it's not good enough. Not getting a good enough grip. Oh well. Alright, this is brewed by Full Sail Brewing, Hood River, Oregon. So, I guess this is another one of those beers where you might not even have ever heard of this, because it's brewed in Oregon. Hood River. It says ale on it, enjoyed by 914-14. 5.4% by volume. Lager. Alright, let's get to it. I do like the bottles. The bottles look really cool. And just, I've seen the Oblongs with that Manic stuff where the old bottles, they made energy drinks, and the people kept on buying them. And people were going, what's in these energy drinks? I don't know, just lots of sugar and water. And there might have been something else. Maybe lemons. But no, that's not it. Oh my god. Where'd you get those bottles? Oh, from the hospital dump, or from the, maybe it's just from the dump, and they were heroin bottles. Yeah, I love that cartoon. Anyways, the appearance is very dark yet semi-amber. So if I can turn the lamp on, you can see how at the bottom it almost seems kind of amber, but at the top it seems kind of dark. It's not one of the darkest beers, but that's okay. I've had it once before, but I didn't have it at home, so I didn't do a review on it. Decent head, looks pretty good. This beer runs, at least on sale, it was $6.50. $6.50 for a 6-pack. So that's not too bad for a craft beer. Alright. Smell, you can kind of smell some of the, I guess the malt or the, I don't know about the barley, but it doesn't really smell like your typical, it smells more like a beer smell than it does your dark beer smell. It doesn't really taste very coffee-esque or like molasses. It doesn't really taste like molasses. It smells like molasses. So it doesn't really have much of a smell, but well, maybe a little bit of molasses. It doesn't really smell beery. It doesn't taste, or it doesn't smell. It doesn't smell cheap. So let's swig this up. And then it comes back to you. It's a pretty good beer, especially for the price that I got on sale for $6.50. I almost got it at Walmart for $7.99. I think it was. I think $7.99 or $7.50, $7 something. That's how much it is when it's not on sale, which for that much, it's not. I mean, it's not terrible, but for that much, you can get other beers with another ounce. You get kind of the toasted, I guess the toasted barley malt, roasted toasty. It's just kind of dark, but it's not real dark. It's not a stout. It's just a little dark. So if you've had Deschutes Black Butte Porter, which probably most of you haven't, unless you're in Oregon, that one, the Deschutes Black Butte Porter just tastes kind of dark, but the stout is just black, like black coffee. But yeah, this is a great beer. I'd probably give this especially for the price, probably an 8.4. You know, on the higher 8 side. You know, it definitely sets itself apart. You know, you got a stubby bottle. It's a craft beer, brewed in Oregon. Definitely sets it apart, at least in my opinion. When I went to Safeway, first I went to Walmart and I looked around. I couldn't really make a decision. And I went to Safeway, and I was just looking, just had a blank stare, and this gal came up behind me and said, "Find everything okay?" I'm like, "I don't know. Do you want like what'd she say? Like a domestic or a macro or a craft, something like that?" And I said, "I don't know." "Oh, you don't know? Do you want something like this?" Like she's helping me try to find a beer, and she said, what was it? Have you tried Double Take? I said, "I tried the IPA, but not the amber." We'll try the Double Take. Okay, and I grabbed it, and then I was looking around, and I'm like, you know what? This is $7.99. This is $6.99. I think I'll save $1, and I'll get it at some other time. But I've been wanting to try the Session Black, and like every time I wanted to try it, either I wasn't really in the mood for that. I don't know. I wanted to get a big pack of cheap beer or something, or whatever, or I was looking for it, and I was going to do it, but they didn't have it. They just had this standard session, which there's only, to my knowledge, there's only 2 sessions, Session and Session Black. The Session is the red label, and this is the black label. And most places don't have Session Black, unless the ones I go to. And it was interesting. I said, the one beer I've been waiting to come out so I can try. I'm not really the biggest fan of Anheuser-Busch, but I've been wanting to try out the new Busch Signature Copper Lager. And she said, "Oh, one of my friends or somebody I know went to Newport and they said they saw it there." I'm like, "Really? Newport, Oregon? No way." Well, it's not like I'm gonna just drive down there for 80 miles or 50 miles? Probably 50 miles, something like that, for a adjunct, a new Busch beer. But that's pretty cool. I hope it comes down here shortly, even though it's not a big deal. But new beers, I always want to try them out, especially if they're cheap. You can get a 25-ounce can for $2. That'd be a good thing to try out. So the Beer Advocate gives Session Black Lager an 83 out of 100. My bros haven't reviewed it. The average review is 3.69. So that's a little lower than what I would say. I said probably like a 4.4. But it's in the right direction. Where's a descriptive review? Here we go. Slightly nutty, smoky, roasty notes. Not much on the way of hops. There are faint, cheesy, dusty note on the nose. Okay, whatever that means. Flavor is muted, roast malt front and slightly bittersweet the finish. Nutty finish. Mouthfeel is right, and CO2 is just right. It may be unfair to judge a beer with the 11th hour expiration date and crappy storage, but even with that, fairly solid and mild, easy drinking dark session brew. And Light. La, da, 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 da. I like to read people's review. Okay. Taste smoky, earthy, and nutty malt forward flavors with a dry hop finish. Mouthfeel smooth, dry, and balanced brew. Oh, smells roasted malt and coffee aromas. Slightly, but I don't know. It doesn't look bad at all. It's basically it's kind of, it makes me think of like a light dark beer without being a light beer. Like it's not too thick and in your face and offensive. Well, offensive if you weren't, you know, accustomed to dark beers, but it's not like well, I guess it's very similar to Guinness Draft. That's only 4.2%, and that has a very good texture, very good feel. It just feels lighter, but at the same time, it also has a less of a dark punch to it, very light. This has a little more darkness to it, but just less feel, as Guinness has. You know, the Guinness has a signature suds, you know, feel to it. I mean, it isn't as good as that, but it's definitely cheaper, and it's very close. I mean, it's not like saying this is crap compared to that. This is just, you know, second to that. Very close. In fact, I think, you know, I'd rather choose this because it's cheaper, because I'm a, you know, a cheap ass. So what?
What are you doing up?
I thought I heard a burglar.
Well, if you thought you heard a burglar, why didn't you come and get me?
So I'm pleased with this beer. I finally got to try it out. Well, I tried it out, but finally got to review it. So I can set this one on my shelf. The one thing I don't like about these labels is that they're paper, and even though I didn't have this sitting in a cooler, look at this, it's already starting to rip. So just the condensation of it sitting out, you know, just now. I guess I didn't have that problem in the fridge, but I take it out and I pour it in half of it, and I had the other third of it sitting in the bottle, and it's already, you know, turning apart the label. Yeah, I know it's cheaper to just have stick on paper, but you know, the way to go is to have a laminated sticker. It sticks on, so that way if it does come off, it's plastic. You could stick it back on. It's not paper that rips. But nobody cares about that. It's just something I nitpick. Oh, I never noticed this. So I never really knew who brewed Session until now. I said it on the side. I probably knew before, but I forgot. But yeah, right there has a sale, and it says FS 47, full sale 47 for some reason. But yeah, that's Session Black Lager. Thanks for watching. Comment, subscribe, and tell me what you think of Session Black Lager.
All that poor, shy, misunderstood boy routine. The minute I turned my head to sneeze, and he was
It's definitely worthy of a place in your fridge. So I'll see you next time.